Thank you, everyone, for joining today's live podcast, where I will be showing you how to build confidence even when you don't feel ready. Imagine this, a version of yourself so unstoppable, so alive with certainty that no challenge, no voice of doubt, no setback will shake you. That version of you isn't some distant dream or lucky coincidence. It's waiting right now, inside you, to be awakened. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's not a magical gift reserved for the chosen few. In fact, it's a muscle. It's a skill, a flame you build, feed, and protect. And today, I'm here to tell you, you already have everything you need to ignite it. You see, the world tries to tell us that confidence is about perfection, always about getting it right, about never failing. But real confidence, it's the courage to stand up even when you're scared. It's the stubborn refusal to let past mistakes define your future. It's waking up every day and choosing belief. Belief in yourself, no matter what anyone else says. The path to confidence is not smooth. You're going to stumble. You're going to question yourself. You will face voices, some external, but most importantly, your own. That scream, "You're not good enough." But here's the secret. Those voices don't own you. You have the power to quiet them, to change your story, to rewrite your story. Building confidence is not about waiting to feel ready. It's about moving forward despite fear. It's about showing up when every part of you wants to hide. It's about saying, "I am worthy. I am enough. I am here." And listen, every single small step you take, every choice you try to speak up, to trust yourself, builds a fortress around that belief. Confidence doesn't come from what you've done, but from who you are becoming. So listen to this right now. If you have a part of you that wants to quit, to shrink, to doubt, I want you to hold on. Because your breakthrough is closer than you think. The confidence you seek isn't outside. It's inside, waiting for you to claim it. So this episode here is your invitation to rise, to grow, and to build that unshakable confidence that changes everything. So stay with me. Listen closely, because your best self is about to emerge. Welcome to Think, Dream, and Do, the channel where we elevate your mind, destroy doubt, and help you become who you were always meant to be. I'm your host, James McDonald, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most important traits you can ever develop: confidence. Not fake confidence, not surface-level bravado, but real core confidence. The kind that doesn't shake when life gets loud. And I would like to interject here for a second and say, if you have any questions at all during this live stream, please let me know, and I will answer every question that you have, because my intention is to help you grow, heal, and rise. You don't need to be fearless to be confident. You don't need to be honest. You just need a willingness to be open to change. Confidence is a decision you make every day. It's not a gift you're handed at birth. And today I want to walk you through the exact steps, internal and external, that'll help you build confidence from the inside out. So, let's dive deep into what confidence truly is. One's confidence is a quiet power. It's showing up as yourself. No mask, no apology. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you will be okay. So let's define it on two levels. Surface confidence is number one. Skills, performance, the way you show up. And number two, core confidence. Your belief in your worth or your resilience and your right to take up space. And here's what confidence is not. It's not being the loudest voice, being on all the time, having all the answers. It's not being the loudest one in the room. It's not pretending to be a know-it-all. In fact, some of the most insecure people I've ever met are the ones who seem the boldest on the outside. Confidence is not perfection. You don't need to be flawless to be worthy. Waiting until you feel ready is often just fear in disguise. And confidence, it's not about always getting it right. It's about knowing you'll be okay even if you don't. It's also trusting your ability to figure things out, believing your voice matters, acting in alignment with your values. You can build confidence before you feel ready. In fact, you have to. Because again, confidence is trust. It's you trusting that you can handle whatever life throws your way. Also, it's self-acceptance, being okay with your strengths and your flaws. It's showing up even when your voice shakes. It's trying even when you're unsure. It's owning your story, not shrinking from it. Confidence is quiet. It doesn't need attention. It doesn't need applause. It simply just is. And most importantly, confidence is a skill, something you build like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it will get. I promise you this. The more you practice it, the stronger it will get. So, how are we actually going to build this confidence? Let me start you off by giving you 3 real simple steps. Number 1, keep promises to yourself. Start with small ones. Wake up when you said you would. Follow through on your word. Now, that's how self-trust is built. Number 2, do hard things on purpose. Comfort zones are where confidence goes to die. Start speaking up. Take some small risks. Let yourself be uncomfortable. Now, that's where growth happens. Number 3, talk to yourself like someone you love. Your inner voice matters. It truly does. Would you talk to your best friend the way you talk to yourself? Probably not. Practice speaking to yourself with respect. And a bonus tip, move your body. Walk tall, shoulders back, head high. Your posture affects your psychology more than you think. Now, let's move on to confidence killers. These are the enemies you must defeat. And you will. So let's call out what's holding you back. You can't fix what you don't face. Chronic comparison. Social media is a highlight reel. If you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone's front page, you will always lose. This is the tough truth. Comparison is part of being human, but when it becomes chronic, it becomes poison. Social media has made it easier to see everyone's highlight reel, their vacations, their abs, their weddings, their wins, and we naturally compare it to our own behind-the-scenes chaos. No matter whether we like it or not, this is what we do. You know, you scroll past someone's success and suddenly you feel like you're behind in life. You see someone younger, you see someone thriving, and you start questioning your worth. But here's what nobody else is saying enough. You're comparing your start to someone else's middle or even their ending. And guess what? It's not fair to you or to them. And here's what it costs you. Chronic comparison steals more than your time. It steals joy because nothing feels like enough when you're always looking sideways. It steals gratitude because you forget what you have. And worst of all, it steals your authenticity because you start shaping your life around somebody else's path, not your own. Comparison isn't just a bad habit. It's a silent, confident killer. So, what to do instead? Here's the shift. Number 1, catch it in real time. Next time you feel that sting of, I'm not enough, pause and ask, is this really about them? Or is it about me not owning my path? Number 2, curate your inputs. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Very important. Unfollow those accounts that make you feel inadequate. Follow those that inspire you without triggering insecurity. Number 3, replace comparison with celebration. If someone's doing what you want to do, let it fuel you. Say, wow, if they can do it, I can do it too. Use their win as proof that it's possible. And finally, focus on your own damn lane. Your timeline is not supposed to match theirs. Your story is yours for a reason. And here's a reminder. You're not behind. You're not less. You're not late. You're just living your life, and that's more than enough. And guess what? I know of more enemies of confidence. Are you ready for them? Because this is who you're going to be pulling your sword of confidence out and saying, you need to go the other way. Perfectionism, the myth that you have to be flawless to be valuable. Let me tell you, people connect with real, not perfect. Hey, I'm doing this live stream and some of my words have gotten mixed up. I'm human, but you understand where I'm going. Perfectionism wears a mask. It pretends to be high standards, excellence, attention to detail. But underneath it, it's fear of failure, fear of being judged, fear that if it's not perfect, you're not enough. Perfectionism doesn't say, do your best. It says, if it's not flawless, don't even try. And that voice, it steals your confidence before you even begin. Here's how perfectionism chips away at you. It paralyzes your action. You overthink every move, every word. You wait to feel ready. But guess what? That day never comes. So you do nothing. It turns failure into identity. Instead of learning from a mistake, perfectionism makes it personal. You didn't just mess up. You're a mess up. That's a lie. It never lets you feel proud. Even when you do something great, perfectionism, it whispers, yeah, but you could have done better. So now your win feels empty. It's terrible. You need to think about these things. Confidence, it's built through doing, trying, failing, learning. But perfectionism, the enemy, it stops all that. So here's the good stuff. So here's how you begin to take your power back. Progress over perfection. Ask yourself, did I grow? Was it flawless? No. That's right. Did I grow? Not. Was it flawless? Let good enough be good enough. Done is better than perfect. Start messy so you can refine later. Celebrate effort, not just outcomes. Confidence comes from showing up, not showing off. So talk to yourself like someone you love. Would you talk to the friend like you talk to yourself when you made a mistake? Didn't think so. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being real, being brave, and being willing. Imperfect action is always more powerful than perfect procrastination. The next enemy of confidence is this: overthinking. Paralysis by analysis. Confidence dies when we overprocess instead of taking action. Overthinking doesn't just keep you up at night. It quietly destroys your confidence. And let's break that down. Here's what typical overthinking sounds like. What if I mess this up? What if they judge me? What if I say the wrong thing? And so instead of acting, you spin. You replay conversations. Analyze every move. Hesitate to start anything new. Overthinking convinces you that thinking leads to better outcomes. But truthfully, overthinking is a form of self-doubt in disguise. And here's what it's really doing to your confidence. It creates paralysis. When you're stuck in your head, you don't move. And confidence is built through movement, not just thought. It turns you against yourself. Overthinking takes your natural wisdom and buries it under fear. You start second-guessing your gut. It needs fear. Every time you choose to think instead of act, fear wins. And fear shrinks your world. It steals your joy. Even when something goes right, you're still in your head. You can't even enjoy it anymore. Overthinking doesn't protect you. It robs you. So you got to break the loop. Stop the spiral. Decide faster. Adjust later. Confidence doesn't come from always being right. It comes from being willing to act, learn, and adjust. Limit the loop. Give yourself 60 seconds to think about it. Then choose. You train your brain to move forward. Take micro actions. Even a small step forward will build momentum, and momentum, it builds confidence. Trust your first instinct. It's often right. Stop asking for 12 opinions and start trusting yours. Here's the truth. Confidence isn't lost in failure. It's lost in hesitation. And on to your next enemy. Toxic environments. I promise you this, it's where you are. If you're planted in the wrong soil, you will not bloom. A toxic environment isn't just a place. It's anywhere where negative energy thrives. It could be your job, where you're constantly belittled. A friendship filled with jealousy and gossip. Or even your own home where criticism outweighs support. These spaces drain your spirit and slowly erode your belief in yourself. But here's the truth. Confidence needs space to grow. It thrives in kindness, encouragement, and respect. But toxic environments, they do the opposite. They whisper doubts, highlight your flaws, and tell you that you're not good enough. Over time, this constant negativity becomes a loud inner voice that shadows your self-worth. You begin to question your abilities, your decisions, and unfortunately, even your value as a person. You can't always control where you are, but you can control what you allow into your mind. So set some boundaries. Limit your exposure to negativity. Seek out people who uplift you, and most importantly, remind yourself daily your confidence is your birthright, not dependent on others' approval. So remember this, protecting your confidence means protecting your environment. And on to unhealed wounds. Childhood wounds, trauma, rejection, they live in your nervous system and hijack your self-worth. Unhealed wounds, these are the emotional pains or traumas from past experiences, maybe childhood neglect, harsh criticism, a breakup, or even reputed failures that never got the attention, understanding, or the healing they needed. They simply just don't disappear. Instead, they live inside us, tucked away, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, usually without us realizing it. For example, if you were constantly told you weren't good enough as a child, that message might still echo in your mind today, shaping how you judge yourself and your abilities. These wounds, they'll hijack your self-worth by planting deep-rooted beliefs that aren't true, like, am I really unlovable? I don't deserve success. Or I'm a failure. These beliefs form an internal script that controls your self-talk, often in negative ways. Every mistake feels like proof you're not enough. Every criticism, no matter how small, confirms your worst fears. Because of these wounds, you might find yourself avoiding challenges for fear of failing, struggling to accept compliments or positive feedback, settling for less than you deserve in relationships or work, feeling stuck in patterns of self-doubt and anxiety. These are signs your past pain is still running the show. Healing these wounds is essential because your self-worth, it isn't about external achievements or validation. It's about how you value yourself just as you are. When wounds are left unhealed, they block this fundamental truth. Healing is like cleaning a foggy mirror. The clearer the mirror, the truer your reflection. The more you heal, the more you see yourself worthy, capable, and whole. Healing frees you from those chains of your past and opens a space for genuine confidence and self-love. But healing takes courage and starts with awareness. Acknowledge your pain. Give yourself permission to feel the hurt, sadness, or anger without judgment. These feelings are valid. Identify the lies. Pay attention to how your negative beliefs pan about yourself. Write them down and ask yourself, hey, are these really true? Seek support. Healing is easier when you don't do it alone. Talk to trusted friends, maybe a therapist or a support group. Professional guidance can be life-changing. And practice self-compassion. Treat yourself like you would a dear friend, with kindness, patience, and understanding. Use tools for healing. Meditation, journaling, affirmations, and mindfulness can help quiet the inner critic and strengthen your self-love. Remember, healing isn't linear. It's a journey with ups and downs, and that's okay. And all of these are steps, again, leading back to how you build self-confidence. But listen, these past wounds of yours, they will not define your worth. Your courage to heal does. By facing your pain, challenging false beliefs, and choosing self-compassion, you reclaim your power to step into a confident, whole version of yourself. So, stop letting these things run your life. Awareness is step one. Again, all of these are past how to build confidence. Now, let's get after that confidence, shall we? But listen, it must be done through action. Confidence comes through movement. You don't think into your way of confidence. You act your way into it. So, speak up when you want to stay quiet. Apply when you don't feel ready. Stand tall even if your hands shake. Here's a mini challenge. Think of one thing you've been avoiding out of fear. Do it this week. You'll never be fully ready, I promise you this, but the magic happens after the leap. Let me tell you about these 3 quick stories. Very important stories, and they're very inspirational. Let's start with Sophia's story. She was a single mom who battled anxiety for years and began public speaking at the age of 40. Sophia's life wasn't easy. Raising her kids alone, juggling work, bills, and the emotional weight of loneliness, it took its toll. Anxiety had been a shadow in her life for as long as she could remember, the kind of anxiety that made social situations overwhelming and public speaking terrifying for her. For years, Sophia avoided anything that put her into the spotlight. She felt invisible, stuck, and unsure if she'd ever break free. But then, something changed. One day, Sophia realized that her anxiety was holding her back from more than just speeches. It was holding her back from living fully and showing her kids what strength looked like. Right then and there, she decided, enough waiting. She was done. She was through. At 40, she signed up for a local public speaking workshop. The first time she stood in front of a small group, her heart raced, her hands shook, and her voice wavered. But you know what? She did it. And that moment right there was the beginning of a transformation. Sophia didn't become a confident speaker overnight. There were setbacks, moments of doubt, and days when anxiety screamed louder than her courage. But step by step, speech by speech, she built her confidence. She learned to breathe through fear, to focus on her message, and connect with her audience. Most importantly, she learned to speak to herself with kindness and patience. Listen, her vulnerability became her strength. Sharing her story not only empowered her, but inspired others who felt also trapped by fear. Sophia's journey reminds us that it's never too late to start over or try something new. Confidence, it isn't about being fearless. It's about moving forward despite fear. Her story is a powerful example that our biggest obstacles can become our greatest strengths when we face them head on. And she's proof that your past struggles don't define your future. Now, on to our second story. This is James's story. He was stuck in a corporate job for years, overlooked, undervalued, unheard. But instead of letting that define his worth, James made a decision that would change his life forever. And here was his wake-up call. James, he worked at a corporate company for over a decade. He did everything right. Came in early, stayed late, delivered consistently. But year after year, promotion after promotion, it went to somebody else. Someone louder, someone more visible. James began to question himself. Was he not good enough? Was he missing something? But deep down, James knew he had more to give. Not just to the job, but to the world. So one day, after being passed over for a leadership role he was promised, he walked out of that office not defeated, but determined. With no clear plan, but a fire inside him, James started small. A one-man creative agency from his tiny little apartment. He began freelancing for small clients, doing branding and design work at night, learning how to pitch, negotiate, and believe in his vision. Now, there were doubts, late nights, rejections, but there was also something new, purpose. James discovered that when you build something that aligns with who you really are, confidence follows naturally. Over time, clients came, then referrals, then a small team. He started hiring not just based on talent, but on values. People who believed in creativity, service, and authenticity. Now today, James runs a thriving creative agency. He leads a team of 10. He no longer seeks permission to be seen. He owns his space. Now, here's the magic. What happened? James realized he was never lacking skill. He was in the wrong environment. So once he forged his own path, everything aligned. Leadership is not about a title. It's about owning your voice, lifting others, and building something that reflects your truth. James now mentors young creatives who feel overlooked. He teaches them to advocate for themselves, to take risks, and to stop waiting for someone to choose them. So, what can we learn from James? If you're in a place where your worth isn't recognized, don't shrink, don't settle. You do have the power to forge a new path, even if it's scary, even if it's uncertain. Confidence is not given, it's claimed. I've said this before. Because when you choose yourself, the world begins to choose you too. That's right. Now, finally, Danielle's story. This is another good one. Danielle, she overcame body shame, and now she teaches others to find power in their own presence. Danielle spent most of her life trying to shrink herself, not just physically, but emotionally. She learned early that her body didn't fit in. Too curvy, too big, too different. The world around her, the media, the subtle messages from her peers, all of it told her, Danielle, you're not enough. Danielle, you need to fix yourself. She tried everything. Diets, hiding in clothes that swallowed her, speaking softly to take up less space. But the truth? No matter how small she tried to be, the shame stayed. Because shame doesn't live in our skin. It lives in our beliefs. Danielle's transformation didn't happen overnight. It started with a mirror. One day, standing in front of it, exhausted by the self-loathing, she asked herself, what if I stopped trying to change me and started changing the way that I see me? I'll tell you right there, that question cracked open the door. Danielle began journaling her thoughts, writing letters to her younger self, attending workshops on embodiment and self-worth. She unfollowed toxic beauty standards and started surrounding herself with people who saw her light, not just her looks. And slowly, Danielle began to take up space. Today, Danielle is a body empowerment coach, She teaches women and men how to reclaim their confidence, one breath, one movement, one mirror at a time. She teaches that her presence and your presence is powerful, not just when polished, but when it's real. Danielle stands on stages now. She wears colors she used to avoid. She laughs loudly. She dances freely. And she teaches people not just how to love their bodies, but how to own them. Because when you stop apologizing for who you are, you give others permission to do the same. Danielle's story isn't about perfection. It's about permission. The permission to live boldly, love fully, and exist unapologetically. So, here's yet another confidence reminder. Your worth is not a number. It's not a size. It's not a filter. You don't need to earn love by becoming someone else. The space you take up is sacred, and the world is better when you claim it. So let Danielle's journey inspire you to stop shrinking and start standing tall. Let her journey teach you how to build confidence, because the power and confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you step into. In every case, the turning point wasn't when they felt confident, James, Danielle, it was when they chose courage in the absence of confidence. Now, let's develop a plan for you, one that is tried and true. Now, I call this the Confidence Builder Plan. This is a proven plan that builds core confidence week by week. So, week 1, self-talk and awareness. Do some morning affirmations like, I'm capable. I am. I'm growing. I am enough. Keep a negative thought tracker. Catch and reframe the noise. Moving on to week 2, we call this micro bravery. Try a cold plunge. Speak in a meeting. Go live on social. Do one uncomfortable thing daily, big or small. Week 3, embodiment. Adjust your posture. Practice power poses. Dress intentionally. Treat yourself like you matter. Week 4, identity and reflection. Create a new identity statement. I love this one. I am someone who shows up boldly. Write down 5 confidence wins each week, no matter how small. Consistency, intensity, show up daily. That's how you change your story. So again, let's recap. Week 1 is self-talk and awareness. Week 2 is micro bravery. Week 3 is embodiment. And week 4 is identity and reflection. Let's move on to confidence and relationships, another vital step on how to build confidence. I'll tell you right now, you can't build lasting confidence while surrounded by people who will tear it down. So you need to ask yourself, do I feel seen around these people? Do I shrink to fit their expectations? Do they celebrate my growth? Confidence is contagious. So hang around people who walk tall, dream big, and cheer for others. Cut ties where needed. Choose spaces that stretch you without breaking you. And here are more tools and rituals how to build confidence. Here are 5 tools that you can start using today. Do some mirror work. Stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself in the eyes, and say something kind. Every day. Hey, you handsome person. Hey, you're looking good today. Hey, you're going to do great at work. Hey, look at that kind face. Who wouldn't like that person? Huh? What about some voice notes? Record affirmations in your own voice. Play them back daily. Hey, you can do it. You're cool. Everybody likes you. Go for it. How about this? Meditation and breath work. It calms the overthinking loop. Just find 5 minutes a day. Movement. Take a walk. Take a jog. Lift a little weights. A confident body creates a confident mind. Gather yourself an accountability buddy, a neighbor, friend, associate, someone positive. Share your goals. Report your progress. And they can reciprocate. These are simple, but don't confuse simple with unpowerful. Practice, again, changes everything. Now, for the inner healing, confidence isn't just external. It's healing internal wounds that say you're not enough. Here's a journaling prompt. What would you do if I believed I was fully worthy? Start to rewrite that old story. Use maybe inner child work, shadow work, therapy, coaching, spiritual practice. Confident is what you build when you stop betraying yourself. That's right. And finally, let's talk about empowerment. Let me speak to you directly. You are not broken. Repeat it with me. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not too late. Confidence isn't about becoming somebody else. It's about coming home to yourself. So, here's your mantra. I am ready. I am enough. I don't wait. I build. Let's commit right now. No more playing small. No more hiding. No more self-sabotage. Because this is your moment to rise. This is your moment to rise. Thank you for sharing your time, your presence, and your heart with me today. If this live episode stirred something with you, please do me a favor. Leave me a comment and share it with someone who needs it. Or subscribe for more deep mindset episodes. I have many and many more on the way. Maybe next time we'll talk about how to stop people pleasing and start living for you. That sounds like a good one. Until then, walk tall, speak truth, be brave, because your confidence is waiting for you.